Okay guys, so it is time for the van tour. We kind of let you know in the last video that this was coming. A lot of you have requested it and we're excited to show you the ins and outs of the entire van. There's lots that we love, but there's also some things that we definitely don't like, and we're gonna literally show you everything.
All right, so this is the driver's seat, and it is a Dodge Promaster Chassis. And one of the things that I really like about this is the chassis is how wide it is. The year and model that we have is a 2020 chassis with a 2021 coach.
What? It's a 2022.
Correct, but it's sold as a 2022. So it's kind of one of those crazy things. I don't know how the RV world works, but
stop it. It's a 2020, 2021, and a 2022.
Correct.
Oh my goodness. I think we got taken for a ride.
So the 2020 Dodge chassis, the instrument console is bare bones. So all you really have is the speedometer, your fuel gauge, temp gauge, and a tech. It doesn't have any of the fancy bells and whistles like blind spot monitoring or anything like that. It does have cruise control, but it's not active cruise control or no bells and whistles, just a stripped down basic console. They did upgrade the stereo, and it is actually connected to, you know, some of the components in the back of the RV. This RV uses something called RV Master, and so you can control some of that stuff and see it in here. It does actually have some pretty nice features, you know, with Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, and some other things. So this isn't too bad. This is pretty nice. I actually really enjoy this. So one of the really cool things is you can kind of see all the instruments on the display. So like I can give it a little gas and you can kind of see, it's pretty cool. You can see all of the, you know, your miles per hour, your intake temperature, fuel, the load, and the RPMs. Okay, so let's move to the back and we'll kind of show you the galley and the bed.
All right, so the next thing that we love about this van is these swivel seats. I love them. They come in handy. They add seating. This one swivels too, right? I can't imagine this swivels all the way like this one. Does it just go this way?
It actually does, but what we typically do is I use it to block the door so that if somebody was to open it, they couldn't actually get in.
So when we're sleeping at night, Bob puts both of these, so like this one this way, that one that way, just for added security. So, but it does come in handy. A lot of times I'll be sitting here, he'll sit here, he'll have his coffee in the morning, just sitting here. It's a nice little like recliner like seat. So we definitely love having the option of being able to turn these around. One of my favorite parts of the van is the color scheme. The tans, the naturals, the neutrals. That was a big win for me because we've seen a lot of vans that are darker and I felt like it would make it look smaller. The countertop being light, the drawers, I'm loving that. I'm loving these. I don't know if I love that they're shiny. I think I would have picked something different out for this. I love this adding a little pop of color, and then the flooring being brown, again, neutral. It all goes together. And then we decided our color scheme is blues. And so we've got the blue rug, you got the blue pillows, our bedding's blue. And so I wanted to pull in just a lot of blues and whites to go with this natural color scheme. Look at this cute wastebasket. We needed to put a wastebasket in here. We looked and looked and nothing really fit. And so I just decided, like, why not this? It's bendable, it'll fit. It's definitely not an actual wastebasket, but it was perfect. I don't know where I got it though. Do you remember?
No.
I think maybe Target. So,
yeah, I think
and then what we have behind here is our tool set. So that's the
most important thing in the van.
Most important thing in the van. Well, and you'll see why.
Okay, so let's just start from top to bottom and we'll go through it. So this is our microwave. It runs off of the generator or shore power, but it's really nice. You know, you can get a full-size plate in there, do what you need as far as microwaving food and snacks and things.
You can see the size of it. It's a small little guy, but it definitely will come in handy. We have not used it yet, have we?
Have yet to use it. Down below that, we have our 2-burner propane stove. And so it's really nice. So one thing that we did find is we got a recommendation from the dealership to find like a mat or a towel or something. You place it in here and this prevents it from vibrating when we're driving down the road. So here's our refrigerator. It's a Nova Cool, and it's got this nice little latch to keep it closed. You can open it up. You can see we primarily have waters and
junk
sodas.
food. Oh, I have M&Ms in there.
Yep, just a few good treats.
Yep. Let's be honest. Let's let them in on what's going on right now. We're actually sweating to death. I am sweating. It's over 100 degrees right now. Do you think it's over 100?
Oh, for sure.
The humidity is really high, which is not normal for Arizona, but we love you guys. This is how much we love you, that we're going to film this in the middle of August. So hope you enjoy this.
So let's move on to our sink. So this is a nice undermount sink. It has, you could use this as a cutting board if you wanted to.
But flip it over, I'm not happy. It came with water damage. Look at this. Literally came with water damage. We did not do that. That was definitely a shocker and disappointment to us. So when you are looking to buy one of these, check that. And let them know we have another disappointing part about this sink.
So we actually have some rust inside of the sink after just one use. You can kind of see right here, there's kind of some pitting. So unfortunately, we'll probably have to take that in and have it looked at.
Yeah, but now we've realized, okay, you have to dry the sink, I guess. You can't just let water be in there.
You shouldn't really have to. We just left some dishes in there like for a few hours, but...
Okay, how cute is this book? We bought this thinking, okay, this is going to help us find some epic drives to take this van. So stay tuned. We are definitely going to hit some places that we find in this book. And this book is linked down below in our Amazon store. And a lot of things that you're going to see today is linked in our Amazon store. So let's get to the fun part of the things that we bought. A lot of this is actually, well, this is from Target. Just a bowl. Bloopers. Like I said, we're going with the tan theme, the blue theme. This has a lid, 4 plates, just simple stuff. Our thought behind this would be it wouldn't rattle, so that's why we went with plastic, so less rattle up here. We have a cutting board, but it also has another cutting board. So 2-sided cutting board, we thought that would help. Just some, you know, what do you call these? I'm not the cook in the family.
Measuring cups?
Measuring cups, sorry guys. And then my favorite dish and Bob's favorite dish. We have 2 coffee cups in here. We thought this would keep them warm, and they really do come in handy. But I will say we do hear them rattle when we're driving. So this is just where our dishes go. Usually our pots and pans are up here. Did we put them somewhere else?
Yeah, we moved them to one of the drawers because they were bouncing around so much.
Okay.
Okay, so in here we just have our silverware. Again, we actually went with plastic silverware.
Like disposable.
Yeah, I mean, it's cheap, and hey, they don't rattle around when we're driving.
But,
and we just have a nice little, you know, a couple of knives, just nothing fancy, just things that we can keep in here, and all the basic utensils that you need. Okay. So, moving on to probably our first frustration, and the most surprising was this door.
And the first thing that happened, really.
So this would have been probably on our like second drive. We happened to look back here and see this door literally falling off. And I actually flipped it around, so the handle used to be on this side. So I have no idea what the Thor designers were thinking, because the door would open this way. And so when you wanted to put something away, you're basically looking at this door. So then you're kind of trying to fight around it. So that was the first thing I noticed right away, even before it fell off. But after it fell off, one of the things I noticed is this wall is not straight. Look at this gap up here and how it gets tighter and tighter and tighter until it's completely down, touching there. Mm-hmm. So when they installed this door, it was under so much tension. And then as this thing is, you know, bouncing down the road and driving around, it literally just ripped it off. So we can show you inside here. Here's the original holes right here that all ripped apart when that door came off. So pretty disappointing, but we actually like the way that this functions now. So now when you're doing dishes, if you want to get food or put things away, this is a lot more convenient. So we like this. We also have a couple of drawers here. Our most important thing is coffee. We have that down here.
Oh, you didn't show them where our secret coffee stash is.
Now,
or a coffee machine.
We'll definitely show that. And just a few more random things here. And then this little cupboard is awesome.
Literally perfect for our Nespresso. It's a little baby Nespresso.
And that would be one of the most important things we have in the van, especially in the morning. Okay. So because we have the pop top, this unit has an AC unit that's down here, down below. So this is connected to the generator and can run off of shore power and does a great job of keeping this cabin cool when we're out and about. We've yet to use it, but this is a propane heater, and that is, we'll use that in the wintertime, I'm sure. To finish up this last little section down here in these two cabinets, we've got these nice little ties. They're kind of rubberized. They work really well for keeping these doors shut. They just prevent them from vibrating open. Yeah,
because they can. So once in a while, they can just like fly open.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you start putting heavy pillows and blankets and stuff in here. So we've got a few things in there. You can kind of see we put some drawers in here so that we can fill them up. Yep. This side over here, this is towels, my side.
Clothes. Bob leaves clothes in here.
That's right.
I do not. I want to use all my clothes. That's why my set of drawers is empty, but he leaves stuff in here.
One important thing that every van needs is a good mirror. So you can kind of see here, here's our mirror where we're able to see it. The last thing I want to show you guys is there's a couple more drawers down here. We haven't really filled those up yet, but there's some additional storage. I mean, one thing that's nice about this is there's lots of storage. Then down here, this is the ladder for the pop top. And so we'll show you that here in just a second. And then down here, there's all these nice ports where we can hook things up, charge our iPhones or what have you in the middle of the night.
So one of the most important parts of this van for me is this. What is this, you ask? Well, yes, it can be a stool for people to put their feet on, but also this is, let's see if I can gracefully get this out. So this is a cassette toilet. We ended up going with the van that does not have a bathroom or a shower, mostly because, well, really for two reasons. The first reason is that it would extend the length of this van, and we wanted the shortest possible so that we can park it in our driveway with no problem getting around town. But the other reason is price. Like I said, we needed to get in a van first, and these things can be a little pricey, and so we had to pick the one that doesn't have a bathroom. So those are our reasons for not having a bathroom, but this is the second best thing. It's a cassette toilet. It works really well, and it just stays back here the whole time, and we just hide it like this. So no worries. But we do have one important rule for the cassette toilet, which is
only number one.
No number two.
So down here's our garage, and it literally is stuffed full, and it runs the full length of this seat. And so there's also access from in the front here, and I can see there's that. But that's really nice to have. Like I said earlier, we've got tons and tons of storage in this, and I'm telling you, you need every bit of it. This van can seat 4, so there's actually 2 seat belts up here, and then there's 2 seat belts back here in the back. It also will sleep 4, so this will turn into a bed, and we'll show you that here in just a second, but it also sleeps 2 up top. So I'm gonna go ahead and open that, and that's very simple. You just undo these little latches here. You press this button and then push all in one motion. And there's the pop top. We have the ladder right here. It's very nice. It stores away, and you can open that up and use that to access the top. But what I'll do is I'll show you. So up here, you can see there's these nice big vents that we can open up on each side. There's also tons of USB plugs, so you can have your phone and stuff up there. And there's even these little lights, so you can have a light up here while you're sleeping. Looks like it's out of focus, so you can have this light up here while you're sleeping. It's really nice and convenient.
Which we haven't slept up there. I don't plan on sleeping up there. But if we were to bring any people with us, that would be great. Our kids are actually college kids. We have 2 college boys, 18 and 21. And there's an airplane going over right now, but they've let us know that this is definitely not a thing that they're gonna do. Mostly because they're 6'4" and 6'5", I think. Yeah. So it's just not gonna fit them. But for your, normal size or even 6 feet like us, it definitely would work.
So this is a mattress that we actually just store up here, and you can sleep on it. I mean, there's the little lats and everything underneath, but we use it primarily to store it so that we can then put it on our bed down here, and we'll show you that here in just a minute.
And it did come with a cushion up there. It's just in our house. We just don't need it when we're traveling.
This RV came with RV Master, and you can connect to it with this system here. So let me go back to home. This is the main control system for the entire RV. You can take a look at all of your tanks. You've got some lights that you can control. They're dimmable. It's nice and touch screen, so you can turn on your water pump, the heater. You can also monitor your batteries, your propane, just your tire pressures. We even have a fan for the kitchen. You can also connect to this with Bluetooth from your phone. So you can sit in the driver's seat. You can control everything in the RV right from your phone. So this is RV Master, and it's just a really nice tool for managing everything in the RV.
All right, where are we going next?
Let's make the bed.
Time to make the bed. Okay. Voila.
Voila. So that's how we convert our couch into a bed. So this is a full-size bed. If we were going to, make this to sleep in, what we would do is also grab the foam topper from up top, put that down on it, and then we put our sheets and blankets and pillows, and it just makes it into a really, really nice, comfortable area. So one thing that I really like about this van is the size of the windows. There's lots of natural light, and it's really, really nice to just be able to see like the ocean views and things like that. What's also really cool is you have windows. So you get some nice ventilation here. There's one next to the kitchen. So you get some good cross ventilation, and it also has a bug screen on it. So it's just very, very...
So our front window does the same thing.
Correct.
But we have ran into a snafu.
So this one, it also has a nice little blackout shade so that, obviously we can sleep in here. It blacks it out. Nobody, lots of privacy. Very, very useful. Oh, wow. So one of the things that's been really frustrating about the van is that this window shade keeps popping off. When I figured out what was going on with it, it's because these bottom brackets were not positioned correctly, and so there was a lot of stress, and so again, vibrating down the road, it just came loose. So we had to move them all. We had to replace them with some new screws, but we have it now fixed, and it seems like everything is working really well. I just hope it stays, because if it doesn't, then they're going to have to go and fix it. One of the things that I was most surprised by when we bought this RV is how many things you actually need in order to just like get out on the road and start enjoying it. So we had to shop around quite a bit, and there's just a few things I want to show you guys. Our RV did not come with an outdoor shower, so we ended up having to buy one. So if you look here at this little piece, you have to buy this special piece with this special hose so that we can then plug it in right over here and use the shower. So this was just one of the many things that we had to get. We also had to get a potable water hose, so we had to find a special one of those. We also got this kind that's kind of scrunchy and expands so that we can take up less space. We needed a few more components for the water system. You can hook this to city water, but you actually have to regulate the pressure. So this device will do that, and then you can hook your hoses to it. So just a lot of different components and pieces that we need just to do something simple like have some water. So this is our city fill, and let's see if I can do this with one hand. No, I can't. You guys are gonna just have to wait for me to do it. Okay, so this is kind of one of those things I was talking about where in order to connect to the city water supply, you have to have this pressure regulator and this extra 90, also that you don't, damage the hose and it can stay there for a long period of time. I just kind of find it ridiculous because, well, every RV needs this, but they don't include it. And why can't it just be built into the whole thing? But that's okay. So this is our tank fill. So we just stick the hose in here and you can fill up the water tank this way. And it's pretty nice that we can just hold 14 gallons of water in there. And life's pretty good. We haven't really talked about it too much, but we do have lots of nice LED lights all the way around. So here's one so that you can kind of see where your waste tank is at and your propane. We'll get to that in a second. And then here's where we have the exhaust for the propane heater that's inside. This is an access panel for the air conditioner, so you can get in behind and get to the hoses. That's a vent for the air conditioner. And then this actually up here is the vent for the kitchen fan. So, okay, so this is actually the port where we can fill the propane. There's an emergency shutoff valve over here. This is where you can have shore power, so it's a 30 amp plug. Another thing that you might have to do is buy a connector for your house like we did. And then this is for cable TV, which we don't necessarily use. And down here is where you have this nice little compartment, which it's really hard to see down inside there, but that is the gray water tank hose. And it's all coiled up in there really nice and looks great, except for we were driving down the road. Another car kind of flagged us down and said we were dragging something. So then this is what we found. And what had happened is the door had bounced open, the hose was dragging behind us. This was the section that went underneath the wheel. Fortunately, it wasn't very far, so we were able to salvage some of the hose, but just really disappointing that this little flimsy little latch,
I've heard that other people have had the same issue,
is all that's holding it in. I mean, it's so ridiculous. Fortunately, we were able to salvage some of the hose, so we didn't have to buy a new one, but kind of disappointing that something so simple.
But we only need this hose for one reason. Yeah,
it's just to drain our gray water tank. So, you know, just stuff like soapy water from washing our hands and dishes and things like that. So it's not a big deal, but...
Hashtag brand new.
Hashtag almost brand new.
Hashtag we thought it was brand new.
Yeah, we thought it was brand new. I've actually never opened this before. The only time that I've seen this open was at the dealership when they opened it for us. So...
Oh, hopefully nothing scary.
How do you... okay. So this engine is the V6 Pentastar. It's gas. I know there's a lot of other RVs out there that are diesel, but this is I like this engine because it's the same as the Jeep that we used to have. Really simple to work on, really easy, and it gets halfway decent gas mileage, so it works great for us.
What's halfway decent gas mileage?
So we average between 15 and 22 miles per gallon, depending on how you drive, how much stuff you have in it, and you know, stuff like that. So if you're out on the highway, you're usually getting around 22. Here in town, we're getting around 15. So this.
Okay.
So down here we have some of our control components. This is the electrical shutoff for the 12-volt equipment inside the van. This is the battery controller, or this is the solar charger for the solar panels that are on top, and it just kind of tells you what's going on with the batteries. We've got our inverter, an outlet, and then we also have our propane detector, so we're safe.
Too bad we can't show them the solar panels.
Yeah, that's a little bit harder.
Yeah, they're on top of that pop-up though. There are Promise. 2 or 1?
No, there's one 190 watt panel.
Okay. Okay guys, so that's the end of our van tour. If we forgot anything, leave it in the comment section down below and we can answer any questions that you have because it is so hot. We tried to cover everything, but we definitely probably forgot some things. So if you're trying to buy one of these or wanting to know more information, let us know and we'll get you all the information that we know or have.
Absolutely.
If you guys like this video, please subscribe. We have many more videos coming your way. Our next one is a trip up to Flagstaff for a couple of days, but we appreciate you guys. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and see you next Sunday. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thor RVs.
Thor RVs. You might want to start with a different word.
Okay.
I'll end us.
Sweat?
Is it?
You can see my sweat.
Okay, then let's just go up like this.
Well, thanks for coming along and checking out our van today. If you guys liked what you saw, Like,
I can't even handle this.
do we need to just end it?
I'm so hot. I'm sweating.
Here.
Why are you laughing? I'm dying.